Looks like Microsoft is cracking down on something that a lot of players like to do. So heads up, this is a little bit of a warning for you if you're one of those types of players. And, like I said, we'll see how this kind of works out for everybody down the line when this kind of stuff happens. I think, people kind of brush it off as maybe it's something that wasn't going on with a lot of people. But I think that clearly if they're stopping it, it's realistically one of those things that honestly probably a lot more we're doing it than we thought. So yeah, kind of crazy to see how this kind of comes along, but I want to get into the video. It should be an interesting video. So Microsoft has actually actively limited Xbox Game Pass subscription extensions in certain countries, which would actually deter cheap membership stacking. So where you used to be able to stack multiple years of Game Pass pretty much everywhere. Like I've done that too. Like I used US codes though, because around the holidays you could usually pick up 6 months or whatever it is for like $40 or something, so you can stack those. And so realistically it's something that I didn't really have to worry about for a while, which was, hey, Game Pass is taken care of, and then I'll deal with it when the time comes. So when we look at it right now, it's very interesting because they're limiting the subscriptions in certain countries to deter players from stacking memberships at a cheaper rate. So basically what was happening was you can get something like, in a different country, and then you use a VPN and enter it, and you could stack for a lot cheaper because other countries' money is, or the rates there are much cheaper than here, like in the US or someplace like that. So that's something that was happening apparently quite a lot more often than we thought it was. And, at the end of the day, is Microsoft in the wrong for protecting their stuff? I don't know. So anyway, using digital codes or gift cards, Game Pass subscriptions can be extended to a maximum of 36 months to ensure players are covered without needing to pay each month. So, 3 years. However, a select number of countries are now excluded from this due to the lower cost of the subscription-based and exchange rates. The countries are Argentina, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, Singapore, Taiwan, and Turkey. Here the limit is instead 13 months. This is for Game Pass Core, Game Pass for console and PC, Game Pass, and does not impact Game Pass Ultimate. So EA Play can also be extended to a maximum of 36 months, except in Argentina and Turkey, where the limit is 13 months. According to Xbox Now, a price comparison for Game Pass shows it costs significantly less in these countries. For instance, where Game Pass Core costs $9.99 a month, this equates to $8.78 in the UK. In Turkey, it's just $4.92, while in Argentina, it is $4.97. So therefore, it basically cuts the price in half. It's likely to stop players outside of these countries from extended Game Pass by purchasing subscriptions at lower rates. So if you do need to extend your subscription, there is a Game Pass deals page that you can look up. I'm going to link this so you can check it out as well. April has seen a pretty good month of games as well. Games like Lego 2K Drive, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Botany Manor, and Harold Halibut. So very interesting stuff going on there as well. But again, is this really the end all? I remember people kind of complaining that, Game Pass was ending the, $1 trial and things like that. It's like, listen, everybody wants something for free these days. And, it's kind of a weird situation because, at the end of the day, not everything can be free. That's just the truth of the matter. As people, like, these games cost money to make, and at some point you have to, as a company, I think Microsoft has to be able to try to make some money on this stuff. They're spending $200-300 million per game. It really just only makes sense to one of those things that just kind of happens, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, this isn't necessarily the be all end all thing. Like, people can still get it. Like, if you really were a person that was doing this, so instead of stacking 3 years that way, you would probably just only do it 1 year at a time. So, again, we'll see how it works out, but it is a little bit disappointing, I'm sure, for people that were doing that. And again, that's just one of those things that we keep seeing happening to a lot of gamers these days. The good deals come and then they go, and it's just one of those things that honestly I would expect to keep on happening, especially given the fact that Microsoft as a whole has realistically kind of tried to shy away from like people getting all these deals and stuff like that. So like for one thing, I kind of understand that like I said, these games are expensive and you have to go to a spot where people know what you have. But it's like for me, when you look at things like Netflix, they raise the prices of everything, and but they already have people hooked on that stuff. I don't think Microsoft really did anything to get people hooked into what they were offering, if that makes sense to what I'm trying to say, because at the end of the day, what they're offering was, Netflix, they did stuff like, oh, they had a hit with Stranger Things or this or that. They had a lot of hit after hit after hit, whereas Xbox, didn't really do that, unfortunately. So, it's really, really one of those things that when I kind of look at it and I say, okay, well, what's going on in the gaming industry? Well, I think we're starting to see a little bit of pushback against these subscription services and things like that. And it sort of makes sense because, like I said, games are expensive, and where these things are concerned, I think we start to see a situation where gamers are kind of left, I want to say, I guess, out in the cold, maybe a little bit. I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how this happens. What happens in the future with this kind of stuff? Maybe Microsoft will go back on it or whatever. But I think Game Pass obviously is going to raise prices at some point. You can only offer it at like a sub $20 for so long. I think most people would still be on board until it passes that $20 threshold. I think that's going to be the threshold for a lot of people, and we'll see what happens. In the future, it's going to be interesting. So hopefully, we see some changes there. But again, I would just expect people maybe starting to get a little bit burnt out on the whole subscription thing anyway. So, again, it is a good deal. Like, I'm the first to admit that Game Pass is a great deal. The problem is it too good of a deal? I think that's the main problem we see, with all this kind of stuff. So I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. I will, of course, link this, and you guys can check it out and let me know what's going on. With that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you, and if you enjoy my content, please feel free to subscribe and like the videos. I'm Crap Gamer, and this has always been Crap Gamer Reviews. Thank you guys very much for checking out one of my videos. And again, if you guys have any ideas for topics or something you'd like me to cover, please let me know down below as well. And I will catch you next time. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Crap Gamer out.